dread telling Gwen that I have to call off the wedding and then I love you, Teresa. It's not that I'm afraid to tell her. It's just, I hate to hurt her.
Gwen will understand. And if she loves you as much as she says she does, then she should be okay with it.
Look, Teresa, don't kid yourself. You know, she's gonna be furious. She's gonna be heartbroken. There's no way around it.
Ethan, I feel bad that this is causing you trouble. But at least everyone in my life will be happy for us. I mean, Mama, McGill, Whitney, Chad.
And what about your brother Luis? Now, how do you think he's gonna feel?
Luis?
Yes, Luis. And he hates me and my family. And I don't think he's gonna be happy to learn that I'm in love with his sister.
You're right. Luis will freak out when I tell him we're in love.
Teresa, I'll talk to him. Don't worry about it.
No. Luis has a terrible temper, and there's no telling what he'd do to you.
Yeah, but I'm not afraid of him. I've gone up against him before.
I know. Just let me handle this, okay? I mean, you have so much to do. I mean, and dealing with Gwen and her mother. When the time is right, I will tell Luis.
Well, do it soon, okay? I mean, I want to be upfront and honest with everyone that we're in love. I mean, Gwen, your family, mine. And I know my parents and grandfather aren't going to be happy, but I'm determined to stand up to them.
That is one of the reasons why I love you so much. Because you are so strong, and you always want to do the right thing.
You know, there's so many people I want to know about us. But I'm first going to tell my Aunt Sheridan. I'll tell her that I love you. And I know she'll be supportive.
Your aunt? Of course.
What about her?
Sheridan is the key to Luis understanding about our love.
Well, why is Sheridan the key to Luis accepting our love?
Well, ever since my brother met your aunt, I have had this feeling that he's wanted to have a relationship with her.
Well, Sheridan was interested in Luis, too, at one time, but it's too late now. I mean, when they're together, all they do is argue.
But that just proves that they have passion for each other.
I think you're wishing for something that will never happen, Teresa.
That is what everybody told me when I wished for you to fall in love with me.
And now that I have, I want to tell everyone about it. But you know, you should get some rest. You've had a rough night.
But it's still been the bad life, Ethan.
Teresa, there's one more thing I have to tell you.
What?
Talk to you later.
Made me the happiest girl in the world.
I bet I know why you're so happy.
You do?
Crane Security told me that Luis went home to get some clean clothes. You're glad Luis isn't here to pick another fight with you.
Actually, Luis and I just finished having a discussion where we disagreed on something and didn't yell at each other.
Really? Well, what changed?
Everything. I mean, Luis finally helped me to realize that what happened that night was just a nightmare.
But I told you not to get him involved in that.
I know, but I couldn't go on like that any longer. So Luis and Hank had Dr. Russell come over and hypnotize me.
What?
And get this. Under hypnosis, Eve learned that my memory of that night was just a dream. I projected Luis's father, Martin, as being the body under the sheet, but there was no body. It was all just a manifestation of the guilt that I felt over my mother's death. So the body, the coffin, the blood on my hands, they were all just symbols. None of it happened. I didn't kill Luis's father. And now that I know that, I can finally get on with my life. I finally have a chance of being happy.
You know, now that you and Luis both know that you didn't kill his father, I wonder if that will change things between you two.
I don't know yet. I mean, I do know that I'm the only Crane that he doesn't hate. Sorry.
Tell me something I don't know. You know, in fact, Teresa and I were talking about Luis and his hatred for the Cranes.
You were with Teresa tonight?
Yes. That's why I came here to talk to you. There's a lot I have to tell you, Sheridan. But you know, after what you told me about Luis, I think we're kind of in the same boat. It seems members of the Lopez Fitzgerald family are going to become a big part of both our lives.
Why did you say that we're both going to be involved with a member of the Lopez Fitzgerald family? Luis and I aren't dating. We had a nice evening together, and we bonded over some amazing things, but that's far from us having a relationship.
Well, it's just that earlier tonight, Teresa said that if you and Luis became a couple, it would be easier to tell him about us.
Us who? Not you and Teresa.
It's been a long night, you know, full of revelations and realizations. And one that may change the course of our family's history.
Oh my God, there is something going on between you and Luis's sister.
I realized tonight that I love Teresa.
You told Teresa that you love her?
I couldn't keep it from her any longer.
What about Gwen? I mean, the wedding, it's only a week away.
I'm calling the wedding off. I mean, I can't marry Gwen now. I mean, I love Teresa. It just wouldn't be right.
Ethan, this is...
Yeah, it's unbelievable, unthinkable, unexpected.
Yeah, all of the above and more. Look, you're my nephew, and I love you no matter what, but are you sure about this? I mean, do you love Teresa that much that you're willing to call off your engagement to Gwen? To cancel the wedding, to change your entire life?
Yes, I'm sure. I've gone to hell and back trying to sort out my feelings. And now that I have, there's no question. There's no doubt in my mind that I love Teresa and I want to be with her. And that's why I wanted to tell you first, because we've always been so close. But, you know, it's time everyone knew. And Teresa feels the same way. You know, and it just so happens that Luis went home. I'm sure she's telling Luis right now. You know, I wonder how Luis is gonna take the news that Ethan Crane is in love with his sister.